FNCS Semifinals is wrapped up and it was an impressive one. The new blend of both Victory Royale and consistency qualification showed us how important the clutch moments truly are. So let's talk about some of the most intense moments from some of the regions, starting with EU. When luck meets preparation, good things abound, and that's exactly what we saw in the case of Veno and Joe's semifinals day one. Despite being a top contender coming into the season, they had a series of heartbreaks, coming up just short of auto qualification in both Qualifier 1 and Qualifier 2. Game 1 of semis starts off for them strong. They easily dispatched fellow EU heavyweights Tayson and Thomas HD, who were contesting them at Covert Cavern. However, they stumbled navigating the later zones and finished 22nd in that game. Next two games didn't go how they had planned, with Tayson and Thomas HD easily able to gain the upper hand of Spawn and come out on top in both games 2 and 3. This is where Joe and Veno's good fortune begins though, as Tayson and Thomas HD won game 3, removing arguably the biggest obstacle in their path to FNCS finals. Game 4 begins and a new obstacle presents itself. Covert Cavern was still contested by another duo, Kane and Cruel. Fortunately for Veno and Joe, they became quickly distracted by another team rotating through. This allowed for Veno and Joe to loot out and effectively rotate away. They spent the next several moments deliberately and focused on taking the path of least resistance. This path allowed them to make it to the endgame with minimal issues. They took high ground and began to control the lobby from there. This game takes a turn, however, as Lotix takes high ground for them. This is when they find themselves separating and Joe goes down. Veno is the solo and swings up, and this is when the clutch begins.
The 1v1 goes up onto the height. It's a solo. I gotta think it's maybe hard find, but Veno starts to go up with a swing and a huge shot up down and the massive down below. Veno has been training the aim since All Stars. He's hitting the shots that matter. It's a 2v1 situation. This is a highlight moment of his career right now to qualify him through for the finals. It's a 1v1 because Joe has gone down at the backside of the zone, and it's gonna go to Veno and Joe with 8 eliminations.
Veno, that was insane! A swing, a hit, no misses, just bangers from the man, and that is how you qualify the finals.
A very different story occurred over on NAE. Peterbot and Quanti go into Game 5 in 18th place with both a VR and consistency qualification in range. Their game starts out normal, but quickly takes a turn as Quanti goes down due to some lobby focus at the 16-minute mark of the game. At this moment, Peterbot goes into solo mode and focuses on the one thing he has to do: win. Peterbot allows the game to come to him, not forcing anything and riding the backside of the moving zones, picking up a few relatively easy eliminations as a result. Going into 9th zone, there are 10 teams, 9 other full duos, and him as a solo. He once again seemingly has high ground, only to have his incredible run nearly cut short as K-Burbs drops on him. Peterbot wins the fight, however, and then follows up by eliminating K-Burb's teammate, Sparebow, who came looking to avenge his fallen comrade. Then, the final moments begin.
Cold on the leaderboard maybe, but Peterbot might just straight up find the Victory Royale as he actually finds himself in the 6th place position, but Cold is now in 4th.
Cold versus Peterbot here for the 6th place position. Peterbot comes all the way down. He shuts down Tabney. He gets the second one as well. Peterbot is incredible. What an incredible play. One of the best clutches we have ever seen. Peterbot is going to finals just off of that alone. Wow.
If EU was an impressive display of teamwork and NA East one of incredible solo performance, NA West somehow managed to split the difference. Despite both players staying up throughout almost the entirety of the game, Fabs and Snacky played the game as if it were solos, often splitting up on their own for long stretches at a time, which shouldn't be surprising given their backgrounds as solo players. Despite often separating, they were always able to meet back up just long enough to regroup before the next engagement. Their luck finally ran out, however, when they dropped down low to find Convict and Slick Nick. Snacky managed to narrowly escape, but Convict and Nick were able to take down Fab, setting them up for a favorable 2v1 in the final game. The numbers advantage, however, wasn't enough to overcome the sheer amount of heals that Snacky had. As Slick Nick and Convict tried to shoot out Snacky, he was able to buy just enough time to place a launch pad and go back in his zone, where he made full use of those heals to outlast his opponents for the VR and a trip to the FNCS finals.
One, he just can't get sprayed down. Launchpad in the zone. He says, no, I am getting as far away from this as possible. I want the Victory Royale, and we haven't seen an old-fashioned heal off in a while, but Snacky says, I'm gonna make it happen. Does he have the HP to do it? Slick Nick barely going to be hit by zone. Convict will go down. Snacky does have the HP advantage. Does he have the med miss? Still he does. It doesn't matter. Snacky is making it through to finals. They finally pick up a Victory Royale, and it's in the last game of the day.
With such exciting moments from the semifinals taking place, we can't wait for the finals next weekend. Until next time, we'll see you on the battle bus. Beep, beep.